organizations are made up of people. They're made up of us. So what if pushing harder isn't the answer? What if everything you've been taught about success was incomplete? This season is going to be different because I'm going to be talking about how to connect your soul to what you do every day. We are human beings walking the edge between life and spirituality, business and spirituality. We are not the human, the physical body. We are the being that animates this body. Hello, beautiful people, uplifters, conscious leaders, and light keepers. Welcome to season 2 of Write Your Outcome, walking the edge between business and spirituality. Yes, we are going there this season. It is so needed. Our workplaces have become devoid of soul. Many years ago, I gave a workshop, and I remember on the break, this man walked up to me and he said, "You bring soul to the workplace." And I thought, I do that. I have always been a deeply spiritual and intuitive person, and there's no mistake that I'm working in corporations. So this season, we are going to go there. We are going to go deeper because organizations are made up of people. They're made up of us. So what if pushing harder isn't the answer? What if everything you've been taught about success was incomplete? This season is going to be different because I'm going to be talking about how to connect your soul to what you do every day. We are human beings walking the edge between life and spirituality, business and spirituality. We are not the human, the physical body. We are the being that animates this body. So that's what I want us to go deeper with this season. Have you ever felt totally successful and then still know something's missing? Something you can't put your finger on. You're like, I'm just not aligned. And often, I work with highly successful people that are killing it in their outside life. And they go to me, something's missing in my life. And I say, you're missing in your life. So this season is for what I call conscious leaders. Conscious leaders are not just people banging through results and outcomes. Conscious leaders know that it's not only important the results they achieve in business, but the energy they bring to those results, the energy they bring to their teams, the energy they bring to a room. This season is for high performers who are done with living on adrenaline and they want to live in alignment. And it's for uplifters. It's for people who just want to be the person who brings light into their spaces, into their places of work, and into their communities. This is for people who know there is another way to live. You know there's another way to live, but you're just caught in the rat race, right? What's that old quote? If you're if you're a rat in the rat race, no matter what, you're still a rat. So you know there's something more, but you haven't fully embraced it yet. I am deeply connected. I have been doing this work for a long time. I've been teaching positive psychology, emotional intelligence, habit science for over 25 years. And I live it. It works. Anytime I have the chance to speak about it, I do, because I want people to grow in consciousness and know they have more agency. But at the end of the day, I am a human being also, so I don't always get it right. After I wrote Happiness is a Habit, I was just sharing it with the world, and I was what I call glowing and flowing. Things were going, everything was going great. And then I lost my way. I got pulled in. I will admit it. I got pulled into the doom and gloom headlines. I got pulled into the noise, the division, the negativity, the constant stream of us versus them. Ugh, taking a sip of my tea. Just talking about it is exhausting. And then there was people who just said, Michelle, you should do something. You should speak up. You have this platform. So I tried and I debated and I shared my opinions and I worked to open hearts and minds. But what I realized was every conversation left me more depleted and I was exhausted. And that's when I realized I was having these conversations from a place of my own fear, my own anxiety, my own need to be right and ego. And I was no longer connected. I was disconnected. So what did I do? I attempted to write another book in this state of disconnection. I wrote 250 pages. And when my manuscript came back from my editor, it was covered with so much red ink, I just shut down. I was depleted, I was overwhelmed, and I couldn't move forward. I literally scrapped the whole project. 250 pages, goodbye, in the garbage. And I walked away from it for a decade. And in this decade, I had to face the truth. If I'm not in alignment, if you're not in alignment, anything you do will not be fulfilling. I was trying to control things that were out of my control. I was reacting instead of leading. And I recognized that I was the one giving my power away. And I was not acting from my higher self. I didn't want to be like those Greenpeace people. That's the only example I can give you. They're out there for peace and then they blow up a ship or something, or they set a fire. I wasn't operating from alignment. I was operating from fear, ego, and the need to be right. And I said, you know what? I need to go back to the fundamentals. I'm not sleeping at night. I'm worried about the state of the world. And what can I do to get myself back in alignment? So the fundamentals are emotions. Your emotions have intelligence. What were my emotions telling me? I also did something in the middle of COVID, which changed everything for me. I stopped giving my attention to things I didn't control. Let that one land. I'm going to take a sip of tea while you think about that one. What would happen if you stopped giving your attention to things you didn't control? I didn't say stop caring. You still care, but you use your focus and your power and your influence in areas that you do control. Because I promise you, when I started to reconnect with who I really was, when I gave up trying to change other people and trying to change the world and, blah, 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 and I reconnected to my inner self, my inner being, my soul, felt grounded, felt connected, felt clear and confident, and I trusted the bigger picture of what was happening. I trusted that if this is happening in the world outside of us, it's for a reason. And I realized that the reason was most people are operating out of what I call your personal energy alignment, which I will get into a little later. But at the end of the day, my humanity is wrapped up in yours. I can't be me without you. And then vice versa. There's a great African proverb that, it's not a proverb, it's a greeting. On the tribe, when they see you, they say sawabona. And sawabona means, I see you. And the response to sawabona is, sakona, I am here. Until you see me, it's like I don't exist. And I want to tell you, I see you. I work with you on a daily basis. I see you showing up. I see you doing your best. I see you at the end of the day when you have tried so many things and done everything in your power and you still feel exhausted and like a wet noodle. I see how hard you're trying. And that's what I want to say. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been there where you're like, there's got to be another way? Have you ever been in a place in your life where everything looks good on paper, but something's off? Here's what's off. Let me take a sip of tea. We are living in a world of disconnected people. We are living in a world that is dominated by urgency, busyness, hurry, all of these things which are incompatible with well-being, health, and what matters most in our lives. We've become human doings, not human beings. And that's why this season, I want to go really deeper. I have deep spiritual knowing and intuition. And if what I say resonates with you, you can say, wow, I'm awakening. If what I'm saying doesn't resonate with you, it's okay. It's not your time yet. But I promise you we're going to go there. I am out there. I know I'm out there, but I know there are deep spiritual truths. There are things in ancient wisdom that we're just not grasping. Every prophet that has come to our planet has come here because they wanted us to be like them, not worship them. We need to be like them. And instead, we've created this hurry, this busyness, this always wanting more, seeking more, needing more. And the algorithms love that we want more because the games, the computers, they're machines. They don't need to sleep. They don't need to rest or eat. So they're like, oh, do you want to play a game? Do you want to play a game? Oh, your post got so many likes. You should post again. You should post again. Where have you been? What do you want to say? These machines don't need to rest. Here's the thing. Being busy is a choice. It's a bad choice. Did you get that? Being busy is a choice, a bad one. I want you to take a moment to consider the drug speed, right? If someone's on speed, what happens to someone who's on speed? They get a quick adrenaline rush. They get a hit. They increase activity and they're go, 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 go. And then what happens? Whew, they crash. Our lives have become akin to living on speed. And just like the drug, it's killing us. We've lost our connection to what matters. The quest for more has strengthened our egos, and we're constantly seeking more. And honestly, if we stay on this path, I don't know if humans will make it. I say that sincerely. Corporations have grown into entities that just compete for more at all costs. The greed of corporations, of individuals, has come to a head, and we are seeing it. Oh my God, we're seeing it playing out in the headlines. How much more do people need? As Eckhart Tolle says, which I love, quality requires attention. I want to take a moment to go over all the ways we can connect and work together because there are so many. Definitely social media. You could subscribe to my newsletter by going to energizeyourhappiness.com, clicking on the key performance logo in the upper left-hand corner, which will prompt you to add your email. And when you do that, you will receive for free my 5 super habits that energize your result. You can continue to keep listening to this podcast. And if you hear something that resonates, that helps you, please share it with your friends and family. This podcast is a labor of love and it is fully funded by myself. You can read my books. Happiness is a Habit. Energize Your Happiness. Energize Your Happiness is available in book form and on audible.com. And if you like the books, please rate and review. I do a tremendous amount of one-on-one executive coaching. I pride myself on my one-on-one VIP retreats where it's you and me for 48 hours focusing on what's important to you and how to add more meaning and fulfillment to your life personally and professionally. We can work together to do one-on-one assessments. I am certified in over 20 different assessments. You take the assessment online, and then one-on-one, we have a Zoom call where you get a personalized debrief session with me. I also have a self-guided online video program based on my first book, Happiness is a Habit. This book has been curated into 18 beautiful videos and an 80-page workbook, which you could do as a self-guided study, or you can hire me to coach you along through it and support you. One of my favorite things to do with burnt out executives is the Energized Leader 90-day reset experience. I do tons of keynote speaking, 1 day, full day and half day workshops, Zoom and virtual workshops. So from podcasts to books, to executive coaching, to workshops, to transformational leadership, all of this work is not about faking it. This work is about emotional mastery, energetic alignment, and courageous leadership, and consciously writing an outcome that you want to live. So you can reach me at energizeyourhappiness.com. All of these things are on my website, or you can email me directly, Michele@energizeyourhappiness.com. Thank you and make it a great day. I can't think of many things that benefit from being done fast. And if all you're doing is gathering more, faster, you're losing the point. The word sin literally translates, the original translation was to miss the mark. We are missing the mark big time. What is enough? To what end? I love the Sheryl Crow song in Soak Up the Sun. There's a line she sings, it's not about having what you want, it's wanting what you got. It's not about what you want, it's wanting what you got. So, people want the world to be peaceful, but we're not peaceful. Are you peaceful? If I had a stress monitor on you for the whole day, I know I'm not, and I'm working on this. I teach this, but I'm a human becoming. We can't expect a peaceful day or a peaceful world if we are stressed out, anxious, and depleted. The energy that you are emoting, your conscious energy, emotional energy, is going out into the world and creating the collective consciousness of the planet. And the planet is responding. So if we don't learn to slow down, add more joy to our lives, we will never rest. We will never be able to be beautiful human becomings. And here's the kicker. You ready for this one? Drum roll, please. Da-da-da-da. It's not the system that's wrong. It's the operator. God gave us 24 hours in a day. Those 24 hours keep the planets aligned and they keep everything working. So if their 24 hours is enough to keep the planets aligned, it's enough for us. So bringing soul to the workplace, bringing soul to wherever you're going is what this new season is about. As a planet, we are experiencing a huge shift. The energy is moving fast and we are being asked to awaken. There's a great metaphor. If you're sleeping at night and you're having good dreams, you just want to keep sleeping because it feels good. But when you have a nightmare, you're awakened and you wake up in a sweat. Our lives are becoming living nightmares because of the speed and the disconnection. And this is a call to awaken to the fact that your state of mind affects your workplace, it affects your community, and it's not up for anybody else to change. It's up to us to change. This is a job from the inside out. So when I say spirituality, I want to be clear. This is not religion. It's not woo-woo. It's not outside of you. My definition of spirituality is your connection to your energy, your awareness, and something greater than your thinking mind. I want us to get back into our hearts. We've become such a Western society. What do you think? What do you think? It's all people are living from the neck up. They never go into what do you feel? There's more to life than thinking. And when you are connected mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally to your personal energy alignment, which I call it, you show up different. This is an inside job. We are all connected, and your energy, my energy, is influencing all the outcomes. So what if spirituality and energy isn't something to fear, but something you've always had, something you can learn to manage. Think of your energy, and if we think of it in terms of your focus, where are you giving your energy during the day? Most people are, again, if they don't have a disciplined mind, they are giving their energy to fear, to worry, to complaining, to judging, to blaming, to you name it. And all of those things are weakening us versus giving our energy and focus to what we control, our influence, our own peace of mind. Just imagine if everybody woke up and felt peaceful in their hearts, what would the world look like? So most people, when they're disconnected, experience burnout, overthinking. They're just trying to control everything. They're trying to control the noise, the disconnection. And this comes from, again, trying to control things outside of you versus going inside. So while we're and trying to fix things outside of us while we're totally disconnected from ourselves. I like to use the term, the cake is baked with love. Because when you say that, people kind of get it. We've been saying that a while. But what does that mean? That means the baker took all the love and the enjoyment of making that cake, and it goes into the cake. So then when you eat it, you are experiencing the joy and love that went into making it. It could be a cake or a company. It could be an email. The energy that you're feeling while you're doing something goes into what you're doing. So where are you forcing outcomes from disalignment, from not being aligned? The key to being conscious in an unconscious world. Now you might be saying, oh my gosh, Michele, what about everybody else? The world is crazy. Yeah, the world is crazy. We have reached a pinnacle of, I don't know what, craziness. But these things that we're going to talk about this season and today will help you remain calm, confident, and conscious in an unconscious world. So what is PEA? PEA is there's another way to live. You can live a life trying to control all the externals, or you can come into what I call your personal energy alignment. How do you do that? Well, first of all, you have to know what it feels like to be in alignment. Think of activities you do where time flies. It could be, playing an instrument. It could be dancing. Dancing is my favorite thing because you're just so you're swimming in your good emotions. It has no purpose. You're not going anywhere. You're just enjoying the process. So where in life do you enjoy the process? Again, this is where all the masters live. This is where all the great songwriters and poets and performers and scientists, they live in their personal energy alignment, meaning they are so involved in what they're doing. The athlete would call this the zone. A positive psychologist would call it the flow state. And while you're in this state, the beauty is that thinking monkey brain shuts up. And all of your senses are connected to what you're doing, and you are connected to something greater than you. Call it God, call it universe. I don't care what you call it. But there is an energy in the universe that when you connect with it, you feel it. You feel better. You feel different. You lead differently. So it's always energy before execution, state before strategy. And what do I mean by that? If I have to give a difficult conversation at work, I have to have a difficult conversation with someone, and I'm just focused on what they're doing wrong and what I don't like about them. And oh my God, I'm nervous and I don't know what they're going to say and how they're going to take it. And I don't like having these conversations. I'm not in a good energy place. So it's energy before execution. So how to shift that? If I had this employee, I would say to myself, what do I like, respect, and admire about this employee? What are they doing right? Then I would say, write your outcome. What's the outcome I want? I want this employee to do well at work. But they're not doing well at work. And because I care about them, I need to bring some things up that they're not doing correctly. When I get into that state, oh my God, I feel it. I'm there because I care about the person and I want to help them succeed, not catch them doing something wrong. The energy is totally different. And people feel your energy. So that's what we are stepping into this season. We are stepping into deeper emotional mastery, energy awareness, and what I call conscious leadership. Oh my gosh. I talk to a lot of people in my coaching practice that I don't know how you're all doing it. I love you and I applaud you, but some of you have some really toxic work environments that you're in. And every day you show up and I know you're doing your best, but there's always better for all of us. You know, that's why I teach this, because I'm a lifelong learner myself. So this isn't about escaping reality. It's about leading at a higher level. It's about leading yourself at a higher level. The most important person you will ever lead is yourself. So we are going to go deep into some spiritual tools, some ancient wisdom to help you connect with your personal energy alignment. Something I do every single day, most days, is I meditate. And if I have time, I do a 17 to 20 minute meditation and I use an app. If I don't have time, I do an 8-minute meditation, because who doesn't have 8 minutes to just meditate? I then usually read something that inspires, motivates, or educates me, and I journal. And I know when I do these things and I color, I get in alignment. I get in that good feeling space just like I was on a dance floor. And then I know that when I go out in the world, I bring that energy with me. So I want to ask you, where are you out of alignment? What would it feel like to come back to yourself? I mean, was there a time in your life that you just felt truly aligned? Because when you learn to write your outcome and when you learn to connect to your personal energy alignment and something greater than you stop reacting to life and you start creating life. So doing this work has taught me that I am energy. You are energy. What you focus on expands. What you resist persists. Alignment is always available to you. Alignment is always available to you when you take the pause. And when you do this, you feel it. And this is a practice that is always accessible, but that you will be practicing for the rest of your life. And that's okay. It's well worth peace of mind, getting a good sleep every night, knowing that you can remain conscious in a world that's gone mad sometimes is the best defense against everything. So I urge you to, like I did, I stopped trying to fix the world and I started managing my energy. And when I did that, everything changed. Everything. So this is the entryway to the new season of Write Your Outcome, walking the edge between business and spirituality. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs this. The world needs to know they have more agency. If it resonated with you, please rate it. I am a one-woman show here. I fund this entire thing. I am not taking any sponsors. This is all funded through me. And I just want to get the word out and help people manage their energy, enjoy their life, and bring the joy back. Bring the magic back. We've become so left brain. We've lost the magic and the joy. And we're just doing and slugging through the days. And I want you to get from the day, not just through the day. So thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Write Your Outcome. Energize your happiness. Buy my book if you haven't bought my book. Gift it to someone and make it a great day. If you liked what you heard and you want to go deeper and you are part of this new earth and this new awakening that is happening on the planet, please go right now to wherever you are listening to this podcast and subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Please rate and review to give it a bigger boost, and that will bring more people to the podcast, and stay tuned for more engaging conversations on Write Your Outcome, where this season we are walking the edge between business and spirituality.